So, welcome back. The last episode of the Vanbuild. But this is absolutely not the last episode from the channel. Because as you already know, I built this van 1 year ago or more than 1 year ago. And it's just been taking me a long time before I actually sat down and started doing the editing because I was exhausted. I was doing 24/7 for 7 months just to complete the build and get to leave Sweden. And there was a lot of things that was not completely ready, and also things that I have changed along the road. So even if I'm gonna say in the end of this episode that this is the last one, yes, it is for the build, but there's a lot of things that I still want to show you guys. So make sure like, subscribe, and I see you the next Sunday as well. Okay, so with further ado, let's get into finish off this build so I can leave Sweden. Finally, the bed shelves are done. They are painted 2 times. I've done all the covers to that. They are in there. So I'm just gonna mount these up. I already mounted the piece that's gonna separate the bedroom from the kitchen. The reason why I have that really is because I have this cut out so you don't have to like crawl on your knees on that sharp edge when you go into the bed. And I have the same thing on the other side. So when you lift that up, I want that to disappear behind that one. And I can also, I don't know, write something cool on that one from the other side. So I'm gonna put the shelves up and try to mount them. It's really hard to mount them up because you have nothing to really see and adjust with. Like you can't use a water to line them in. Like you have to find something to make everything straight. So I'm gonna do that now, put them up and line everything in. Now, time to mount the roof. So I'm using these acoustic boards that is gonna make the environment inside the van a little bit more quiet, and it's also perfect for my music studio to have a little bit more of a quiet environment when I'm gonna record my music. My hope now with these last pieces I'm gonna put underneath the bed is that I can put this one on the side, and this gap here is gonna be where the bed is sliding up and down. And I have measured this now. I'm not sure that it's gonna be right because I'm really tired now after 7 weeks of doing this 24/7. I've already done some mistakes inside when it comes to this. You can see the roof in the front. I haven't done it all the way, but I'm gonna save the last small pieces and do the full pieces for now because I need to go to work tomorrow, and it's better to, I need to get out of the garage as well. So it's better to get as much big plates as possible away so I don't have to put all this stuff inside to move it out, because I need to grab all my stuff in the garage, put it in the van and leave it at my parents' house when I go to work. So I want this gap to be in between one of these, and I hope I can get this working. I've been measuring the bed and I think that I have the solution, so let's see if this works. Just look at that. That's just awesome. So you get the same lines everywhere. This one is a little bit out of line because it's a little bit up, but that's because it's not attached in the top. So if I do this, it's straight all the way. That's just awesome. That's just so nice. That line's so good. This is becoming epic. you can barely not see that there is these things on the side, and I haven't even attached them yet, so I'm gonna line them in 100%, and then you cannot see this at all until you move the bed. How good is that? I am just so happy right now. After this, I had to go for 2 weeks of work, and this is how the van looked when I came back home. And I was expecting to leave before the snow came, but here we are. Okay, let's see if we get this one to start. That's a good sign. So at the minute it's a lot of mounting down to actually mount up, so that part of the roof is actually done, but I need to take it down to paint that, and also most important to put in the light over the shower and toilet. And then I just recently got that part back on, so I'm gonna paint that part as well before I put this on. And then I gotta start to do adjustments around the sunroof after that. All the lights in place, that one included, and I put up all of the roof for now, and I put up this frame, but as you can see, it's not going all the way up where it's supposed to. So I'm gonna cut these off. I marked all of this up, so I'm gonna cut these off. And then this one hopefully is going to be able to lie on the black material here. I don't know how this is going to look. Maybe I have to put something over this afterwards if it looks like shit, but let's try and see how it looks, and we take it from there. Now to the moment of truth. Is this, it looks really good though, I give it that, but is it actually gonna fit? Let's see. Well, to be fair, this is not like just when you have that small little edge, it's really hard to get that like correct, because you don't have a lot to screw in. You see, it's kind of all right here, but it just slides off here, and I can't really do anything about that. But apart from that, this looks pretty good. I need to put some black thing like in here, otherwise I'm gonna be happy with that. That looks all right. Sweet. When the roof is done, I am actually gonna start looking into the electric stuff. So I want to have an area right there where I have buttons for pushing on and off the lights here, and also the LED lights that's going to be up there, and this one, and also those ones. So there's going to be 4 of those here, and I'm going to have 2 20 volts inlets, and also one of the USB-C charger controller where you can turn it on and off, and you can see the voltage as well. So that all is going to go in there. I think that turned out really good, except that I overcut up here, but I can always just fill that in with a little bit of color and no one would ever notice. But otherwise, that's good, because when the bed goes down, you can actually reach all of these outlets and the buttons, so you can turn the lights off in the kitchen and everything from the bed, which is a good thing. I went ahead and installed all this. Sorry, it doesn't really look like it's gonna do in the end, but it works. So I got the buttons here. This one is working as well, so you can turn it off. So if you don't want to have the light while you're sleeping, you can just turn it off, but they still charge, which is good. And then you can turn them on and see how many voltage you have. And yeah, that's awesome. So I'm about to sort out the lift system in the back, and for that I need buttons that when you press them, then they go on, and when you release, they go off. But the buttons I have is you press them and they get on and they get stuck and in on until you press again and you release, they go off. So it looks like this. You have it, you press it, and they are in on mode, and then you have to press them again to get them in off mode. But if you take them apart and you take one of the little piece away, you get this, an on button where it's only on when you press, and then when you release it goes off. So the thing you do is take them apart and take this little metal piece out. That's all I had to do, and then I pressed them back together and I have the buttons I want. And to fit all of these buttons for the lift, I made this little thing for the controls. So got the buttons, the controls, and the mess that is going to be inside, but I couldn't make it any smaller than this, so this just has to fit in here together with these somehow. Boom! And just like that, it is installed, and it works. Sweet! Next step will be to do the final list here for the floor, and the diesel heater is coming out. I put 4 of those pipes here, so they're gonna come out all on the same side. The thing is that I made this distance a little bit too short, so I have to cut the list itself, and then these ones that I ordered, I didn't really check the size, but these were massive, so I have to cut those down as well and mount them like that. So this is gonna blow air this way, this one's gonna blow that way, and those two are gonna blow the other way. My friend actually kicked me out of the garage because he needed it himself. So I'm outside right now, and that's why this one is running. I've been having really low energy because I've been doing this for way too long now, just pushing it, but I've been taking some days off, kind of off, and I'm kind of back at it. So today I got a mail with this one, the table stand. So I install that so that can move around everywhere you go. So if you have it like this, you can slide out the U sofa and you can actually be sitting people all around the table, and then when you want to walk by it, you can still leave all of your stuff on the table. You just put it to the side and you have all of the walkway. So that worked out great, and even if you're on the balcony, you can swipe it around all the way, and you can basically like have your coffees on the table next to the balcony, which I am looking forward to so much right now. Okay, some of these are going up. The shelves in the top are getting ready. I'm putting curtains up and stuff like that. But when that's all done, I'm really close to hitting the road. Just the roof terrace that needs to be built and put a solar panel on that. Apart from that, I'm really close right now. And I'm so excited to leave the winter and get to the sun. So keep on going. Then I went up to the local wood store, got myself some waterproof wood for the sunroof. I'm so happy that I did the small little brackets before I did the painting of the whole van, and they worked just as I expected. One of the things I really need to think about when I put this together is that it's actually going to be rain coming through the roof and getting onto this roof. So I need to make sure that the rain can pass everywhere and still go out somewhere. So in those corners, the rain can drain out through that little hole there. And then, like on this one, for example, you still have these ones. So I'm just not putting any silicone there. And then the water can pass through all of those. And for this one, you see it's tight all the way. So I made a hole here in the corner, so it can always drain off to the next kind of section. And then in the end, it's all gonna drain down on that side, or in the front. I'm gonna put some holes in the front as well. I think that's gonna be enough. The roof is gonna be pretty tight, so it's not gonna be tons and tons of water coming down anywhere. I think this is a good solution. You have no idea how many times I've been running up and down that one. And I have a few left, so look at this. The frame is done like that, just like that, because I did not want any screws to be from the outside, so you can see anything from the outside. So everything is put together like that, and then I didn't want like the cutting edge to show anywhere, so I made it like that, just like a frame. And to my calculations, I'm gonna fit 17 of this in here, just like with the squeeze kind of measurement. So are you ready? In 3, 2, 1, boom! And it's just moved up here. It just turned out great. I did not have to cut anything at all on that board right here. And then everything just like went out smooth. I'm missing a couple of screws, but apart from that, we have a sunroof. I'm just about to connect my solar panel to the roof, and you have this specific solar panel connectors, and I never dealt with these ones before, so I have to be really cautious that I put the right connector in the right one, so you get the male and the female going together, and also that you get the solar panel to go plus instead of minus voltage into the system. So I just checked that with a multimeter to make sure that I actually have the plus cable, and I'm 100% sure that this is the plus cable. And then I'm just gonna do these ones. I have one more to do, and then I'm just gonna install them in the waterproof box that is on the top of the roof, and place the solar panel above that. Plus and minus connector are installed, and I double checked this like 200 times, like how they were fitted, and like even they are attached correctly, and they are waterproof, and they are put into this waterproof box. And I also siliconed the end of that because there's 2 cables going in. And now I just need to do this. There we go. It looks like one of these old food boxes. There we go. Safe and sound. Then I'm just gonna install these 2 over here. And the solar panel, I already put in the mounts for them. So, boom! Solar panel in place. And that looks awesome. The only thing I need to do, I think, is to put kind of a windshield in the front, so I don't get like all the wind of driving underneath the solar panel. So that's the only thing I need to do. That's just to take one of these really and put it in front. Other than that, I think I should have electricity going into this just by the lights. I'm just gonna check my Victron. Fridge out, water pipes in. So these connectors, these hoses, those connectors, hoses over there, those 2-3 connectors, and that one was 250 euros. That's insane, but they're really easy to work with and they are durable, so I just have to pay what I had to pay, I guess. But now it's all done. I'm just gonna tighten this up, and we have warm water coming from that, and then we have cold and warm water to the shower as well. Nice. Time to drill the little hole for the sump in the shower. So that's where I'm gonna have it. In the beginning, I wanted to have it right there, but there's a diesel tank underneath here, and it's also beams going just here. So I needed to move it down there so I can actually get it on the edge of the diesel tank. And I think that that's the most convenient one, because the water will, because the car is kind of tilting that way, original. So the water always gonna want to go down there. And yeah, otherwise I don't see any better solutions really. So I'm gonna drill a hole there, and I hope that I don't drill deep enough with this to actually hit the diesel tank, but I think I'll be fine. Okay, let's drill. It looks like a massive chaos in here, but it's turning out so good. We were both a little bit skeptical about this one, but that also turned out really, really nice. And by the way, can you tell that I am gonna leave in 2 days? So I just drove the van back from the garage, and this was the first time I could actually try out if the solar panel works. And it's a really shitty day for it, but I managed to get like 9 watts out of it, so at least it's doing something. I'm getting just a little bit, so I'm really excited to see how this works out when I'm actually having a sunny day. But now I'm gonna sort out all the stuff that I've been taking home from the garage, clean all that off, and get everything from the other van installed in this one, and then finally rip off all the covers, because the blue color here is just a cover plastic. It's just actually gray, so I'm gonna reveal that, and I'm gonna reveal the floors for the first time ever. So take this out and then get the van complete. So I'm actually been living van life for 4 years in my Volkswagen Crafter before this, so it was pretty easy to just dock them together and then take all of the things from the old van and put it into the new van. And I had way more space now, so everything can find a place, kind of. Well, everything is moved in to the van, at least moved in from the other van out there. But I still have a lot to do to get everything in place and in order to where I want to have it. But I believe that this is gonna work out, and I'm gonna have a space for all of this to go. Wish me the best of luck. pretty much everything found a place, and it's pretty packed, but I still have all the hexagons for the sides. They are packed in there, and I still fit everything I want. The quarter panels of the paramotor ended up here. Actually, I didn't have anywhere to put them, but they fitted perfectly in there. Wakeboard ended up there. For now, I think I'm gonna change that later on. And the paramotor is underneath there. 2 kites are underneath there. I fitted everything pretty nicely, I think. So now is the last step to rip this ugly piece of cover out and to take all the covers off here, put some curtains in that my mom sewed for me, and then we're off. So big shout out to my mom for helping me with all of these curtains and special size all of them the night before I was gonna leave. I couldn't have done it without you, Mom. Thank you so much. And then after that, it was just revealing the kitchen in its true color and taking out the cover for the floor, and just look at the result. I am super happy with how everything turned out now when all the colors and everything is revealed, and I am ready to go. So here come one of the last tricky part. I have to cut through all of that, and that's basically ice because it's been coming from the roof. So I made myself a little path here so I can drive the ATV up and also get my bike out. I don't really know how I'm gonna do this. I think that it's the best way to get the van, reverse it as far as I can up here, and then just drive the bike straight on like that. And that's tucked up in there. So I'm gonna get that out and see how this goes. Question is, will she start right up? Sounds promising. Done and done. This feels amazing. I've been working on this project for like 7 months now, and it's finally come together. I'm way too late out of the country. I didn't want to see the snow at all, but here I am. It's 13 degrees minus outside and it's freezing, and can't wait to hit the roads. So this would be the end. I know I still have some few things to do on the van when it comes to the interior and stuff, but in general it is done. So this would be the last update on this van build. Thank you so much for watching all of this. If you liked it, subscribe, comment. If you have any questions, I'm there to answer them for you. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good one. See you on the roads. Bye.